I got some bad news and we got to sit down and talk about it. There are some keto foods that cause belly bloat. Well, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shelly and I am a keto dietitian. I turned and rebelled against everything I was taught in school. I rebelled against my profession. And if you're gonna wanna find out why, because that plant-based lifestyle that we teach pretty much killed me. I made a whole story about it so you can get to know me. And I want you to know that I switched over to the keto lifestyle. It helped me lose my last 15 pounds of baby weight. Click on right there. And today, I am here to share some of the mistakes that I did on my journey to keto that did continue me have the belly bloat. And let's throw away those leggings because I want you to bring out those skinny jeans. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Number one, candy or sugar-free gum. Now I understand that, yes, we are concerned about our breath. I get it, I am too. But when we chew gum, it can actually cause us to swallow excess air, and that in turn can cause us to bloat. In addition, some of our sugar-free gums contain something called the sugar alcohol, and y'all know how much I hate sugar alcohols, especially maltitol, because that can in turn cause us tummy bloat, gas, and make you fart. Unfortunately, I don't have the best alternative. I encourage folks to have mouthwash at work. Number two is carbonated drinks. Now, carbonated drinks are another very common source of bloating. These drinks contain something called carbon dioxide, which carbon dioxide is a gas. And when we drink one of these beverages, we end up swallowing large amounts of gas. And some of this gas does get trapped in our digestive system, which can lead to uncomfortable bloating and even some cramping. Just drink water. You know, water's just so easy and it's cheap. Now, the next one completely breaks my heart, and that is raw broccoli. Now notice the word raw that I use. Now raw broccoli is an incredibly healthy item, but it contains a sugar called raffinose, which can cause gas, and this is according to the International Foundation for Gastrointestinal Disorders. And when you have gas, you got no friends, so that's not fun, which will cause you to sit, watch Lifetime all day, and probably fall off the diet because most of those shows are depressing. But broccoli does contain FODMAPs. Now FODMAP is a very specific diet that we give to folks, but just know that these foods can tend to cause bloating and gas for some folks. You want to cook your broccoli. It makes it much easier to digest, and if you are a fan of the raw vegetables, you want to switch over to the cucumber. Now crunchy cucumbers are mainly composed of water, which the water can help flush out any extra sodium in your system. This one hurts, especially being from Louisiana, and that is onions. Y'all, I love onions. Onions are in everything. Now, onions are an underground ball vegetable, and even if they're eaten in small quantities, onions are very gas causing. They're a fruit tree. These are soluble fibers that can cause bloating. Again, we love them, but we're talking about belly bloat, and if you're stuck, if you're not kind of getting that weight down, consider cutting out the onions for 2 weeks. Number four is maltitol. Now I talked about maltitol a while ago, earlier in this video, whenever it comes to the sugar-free gums. And I have a little story to tell you about maltitol and my accident. I bought some of the sugar-free gummy bears, and this was a while back, this was a long time ago, and I sat down in front of the TV and watched Snap because y'all, I love murder mysteries. I had my sugar-free gummy bears. I knew that I was all right. I was watching the Snap episode where she stabbed her husband 47 times because he deserved it. Yes, I did say he deserved it with his little meddling self. And anywho, so I finished the bag of gummy bears. I was like, yes, you go, girl. And before I could find out how long she was sentenced for, I had to jet to the potty and go to the bathroom. In other words, too much maltitol gonna make you not only bloated, but poop. Okay, why does this happen? Well, the body does not digest sugar alcohols. Consuming high amounts of sugar alcohols can cause, again, those digestive issues like that bloating, that gas, that diarrhea. What can you eat instead? Now, erythritol is a sugar alcohol. They find that it's easier on the digestive system. This is something I feel like is very case by case basis. Really look at your plain stevias because we don't want you to be testing all these sugar-free items and it's like, oh my gosh, I have some bloat. The next one kind of hurts as well, which is the low carb beers. Now, this was an explosion in the last couple years of the Trulies, the Michelob Ultra. I'm taking everybody back to their sorority roots. Delta, 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 can I help you, help you, help you? Now, beer is a carbonated beverage. It's made from fermentable carbs like our barley, like our wheat, like our rice, and they, along with some yeast and some water. It does contain gas. I mean, there's a reason that a lot of folks will take a sip of a beer and burp. You know, it's kind of a known thing. There's no joke whenever, you know, people giggle about beer bloat or freshman 15 or any of that stuff. And the other thing, remember, some of these beers do have the gluten in there. What to drink instead? I'm a big pusher of the Fit Vine. Again, I want you to use alcohol very lightly in the diet because they are high calorie. The next one is a hard word to say, so hopefully I'm saying this right. CARRAGEENAN. Now this is in a lot of the non-milk products, like your almond milks, like your soy milks, and I'm not a big fan of any of that kind of stuff. I don't drink milk alternatives, but the brands we find, Horizon, Silk, Organic Valley, do not have this in there, and it is a substance that has been linked to gastrointestinal distress, i.e. it's been linked to gas, it's been linked to bloat. The one final item I want to go over that causes a ton of controversy in my profession.
Let's get ready to rumble!
And even some in the keto world is gluten. Now, look up on Instagram, type in dietitian and gluten, and they will tell you off if you avoid gluten and you do not have celiac disease. You are a turd if you do that. You are a traitor. And I talked a lot about this in my video about the bullying that I received from a lot of my colleagues. We do find that gluten increases inflammation in individuals, and when we're inflamed, our bodies hurt. Inflammation is related to weight gain. And so you have to think about it in those terms. I don't have celiac disease at all. The reason I cut out gluten was for the migraines. The side effect that happened was that I had that decrease in that belly bloat go down. And I was like, holy cow, this is absolutely amazing. You know, you just felt great. And I always tell folks when they argue with me about gluten intolerance is so real. It definitely, when you're inflamed, can have some belly bloat. And we should not, as a profession, and we should not, as healthcare providers, be making fun of people who cut out gluten who don't have celiac disease. You're not gonna get an eating disorder if you cut out gluten. I did. That was what I was told. You know, I was bullied that you're gonna cause people to get eating disorders. No, I'm not. Gluten has been found to increase inflammation in the body. So I cut it out and that bloat went down. And you could tell I'm getting super fired up about this because the constant criticisms that I received from my own colleagues was really embarrassing. I can put up some clips of some of the things that they told me, but instead I want you to continue why I really cut out gluten by watching my story. And if you're a migraine sufferer and if you're a pain sufferer, you're gonna wanna watch it and you wanna grab some Kleenex because I believe your story.